The skyline of Orlando seen here during a gorgeous sunset. Quite a backdrop for our broadcast tonight. Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action, coming to you live on this Saturday night. Our game tonight featuring the Orlando Magic as they go up against the Denver Nuggets. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Denver. They're down in 9th place so far, still early in the season.
And you know, for the Nuggets, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing that perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone, who was on the staff with the late Chuck Daly in Detroit when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. Malone's dad told him not to get into coaching with its nomadic lifestyle and volatility. Michael said, "I knew the pitfalls. My father said, all right, if you're going to be a coach, be a great coach. If you have a passion, you've got to follow that passion." Kevin?
That's some pretty sound advice. Thanks, D.A. Clark, when you have two teams that are this athletic, what type of game you think you're going to see?
Well, you know what? Sometimes it can lead to guys trying to do too much, but when it's at its best with this kind of athleticism on display, I think you're going to see a high-octane, fun game.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Porter in at the 3. And for Orlando, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fournier out there with Markelle Fultz. And it's Isaac in at the 3 slot. Now here's Fournier. Passes to Isaac. Fultz looking around. 6 to shoot. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Not really his range, and it's off target. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Nuggets. Over Fultz. Here's Millsap. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Now here's Fultz. He's covered by Murray. Fultz kicks to Fournier. Back to Fultz. Orlando moving the ball around. Here's Vucevic. That shot off. Against Fournier. On the wing, Porter. Against New Orleans, who is really on his game. Count that one.
The inside game of Harris continues to get better. He's effective at finding spots inside to score from.
Now here's Fultz. Fournier the bounce pass. Right side Gordon. Pass to Vucevic. Outside Fournier. Over Harris. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
From the mid-range area, Fournier very, very gifted. As a pure shooter, he's as good as we have in the league.
Pass to Murray. Fires it up. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
And you talk about the best defensive head coaches in the league. Steve Clifford has to be on that short list.
I would agree with you, partner. I mean, his teams play hard, they play smart, they play with discipline, and that usually is a reflection of the coach, and a good one.
Here's Vucevic following the score by Jamal Murray. The pass to Fournier. Launches it. Millsap grabs the miss. The Nuggets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Harris passes to Millsap. Gordon with the defensive effort. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for Orlando. Trailing by 2. Count that one from Isaac.
Takes a lot to shake Isaac. I mean, he's excellent at getting his shot up and over the defense inside.
Now here's Murray. 23 points for him the last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Now here's Fultz following the miss by Jokic. Fultz. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And here's Denver. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Orlando.
Yeah, and they took both games they played against this club last season.
Yeah, Greg, I like this matchup for them. Not a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy, but they clearly have the advantage.
Here's Isaac. Good. Nice job down low.
Man, I admire how Isaac fights through the contact there, man. Grit and grind on display. Not letting the defense tie him down on these shots.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. And the number 1 pick in 2017, Markelle Fultz out of Washington, 6'4". Clark, you think he's more of a point guard or a 2?
Well, you know, at Washington, Kevin, I thought he showed the ability to score and assist at a high level. Coming out of college, I thought he had a chance to be really dynamic in both areas. Time will tell if that's the case, but I think playing the point could take some of the pressure off of his shot as he regains confidence in that part of his game.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Plumlee, he's checked in for Jokic. Jeremy Grant comes in for Paul Millsap. Will Barton, he's checked in for Michael Porter. And Monte Morris subbed in for Gary Harris. Barton, no luck.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Augustine, that's good.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
1:11 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Plumlee. Now the dish to Barton. And Barton throws it down.
Barton is at his very best when he's attacking the basket. He's a most effective slasher.
And here's Augustine. At the elbow, Vucevic. Barton against Ross. Augustine with it. Pass to Bamba. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. For Denver, they've gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Here's Morris. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. The Magic have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Augustine looking around. Pass to Vucevic. Kicks to Ross. Now Augustine from outside the arc. Buries it from 3-point range. Augustine's got 5 points so far.
You know, typically, guys, Augustine is setting others up. Nice to see him get a pass himself and drill the shot.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Magic lead by 3. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like that is the thing I play like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets. before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Grant is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Monte Morris. Then there's Murray. And it's Barton in at the 3 spot.
And you look at how the Nuggets have become the team they are. A lot has to do with player development.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Denver has done a great job in the draft. Identify talent, stick to your guns in choosing that talent, then build it, develop it. Their front office has been fantastic.
Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Denver. And so he hits both. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds. But that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
On the clock, here's Plumlee, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Orlando. And one area, Clark, that Mason Plumlee doesn't get enough credit in is his playmaking. He does a great job at that as a center.
I could not agree with you more. He's an outstanding passer, but when you're playing with Jokic, you sometimes get overlooked in terms of how well he passes it. But he does a good job and is really solid off the bench. Plumlee moves well, he's active, and he's a rim protector defensively, too.
And that one misses.
And a not-so-bright spot for the Magic last season. Too many mistakes.
Well, that comes with a young roster, guys. You know that. There's no way to gain experience other than through time and repetition. These guys are still learning, refining their games, but I think the trade-off is worth it because the future is really bright.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
And the Nuggets, a very strong rebounding team.
Yeah, you know, not just on defense, but on offense as well. First in the league in second chance points. Have a lot of players that are active on the offensive glass.
Here's Gordon. Bamba trying to break free, and it's Gordon missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution. You know, that's not a great matchup, guys. He forced it against outstanding defense.
Morris into the lane, and he uses the glass on the layup. Morris has got his second basket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Carter Williams against Murray. The pass to Bamba. 3-pointer. Rebound by Murray. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for Denver. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Barton dishes to Vonleh. Shoots over Bamba. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. Lays it up and banks it in.
And Carter Williams really quite comfortable on the block. I mean, the D doing all they can, but in the end, he's just too good down there.
Denver calls timeout. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game.
Orlando making some changes. Isaac's checked in for Murray, and Fournier subbed in for Ennis. Big group substitution here for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Vonleh. Millsap comes in for Mason Plumlee. Porter's checked in for Monte Morris. And it's Gary Harris in for Murray. They get the rebound. Jokic off target at the rim.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Basket good. And it's a 5-point Orlando lead.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman, Fournier, solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
A little bit of a down season for Evan Fournier in 2018-19.
Yeah, it was, Kevin. I mean, he got the same minutes, but his percentages were down. He's out there for his offense, so he's got to be more efficient going forward.
Barton surveying the floor. Harris outside. Lets it go from deep. The shot will not fall. So Orlando will take it the other way.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to go on Will Barton.
You know, it's not a bad idea to foul Bamba. Actually, a good foul. He's hard to stop, and he's not that strong a free throw shooter, so send him to the line.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, when you look at Mo Bamba with his size, around 7'1" and height, Clark, the longest wingspan, arm span ever measured at the combine, he can dominate inside.
And you know what, guys? The scary thing is he's got room to fill out. He's got room to add good muscle and weight to that frame. And once he does, he's going to be a nightmare to deal with. You know, the Magic last year, they hired Steve Clifford as head coach. He's known for his defensive systems, and they allow the 5th fewest points in the league, and they're 6th in block shots. So defense clearly much improved for them.
Magic leading by 7. Now Ross still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Vucevic, he's checked in for the Magic. The Nuggets trail by 7. Passes it to Jokic. Millsap in the corner. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first half. The Nuggets with another miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
He kicks it to Barton. Pass to Jokic. Jokic draws the double. 4 on the clock. And another miss by Denver. And the first half is now in the books. Magic out in front, leading by 7. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Nick. Obviously very tough out there. What's your mindset?
Just want to come out and not aggressive and just play hard on defense, getting stops. They're a great team, so they're not going to quit. They're going to keep playing. And we just have to keep getting stops and keep believing that we can win this game, and good things will happen at the end.
I know that's what Coach is going to preach in the second half. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You got to like what DJ Augustine has done in this game.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Yep, and you know what? He does the dirty work for him. That grit and grind type of work. Always hustling all the time.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Orlando. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Markelle Fultz out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. Fultz the pass to Gordon. Clark, you played the traditional power forward position in the NBA years you had back in the 80s at such a high level. Who's doing that right now?
Tell you what, the power forward position has changed so much, Kevin. These 4 men now are not really the enforcing type physical guys that we saw in the 80s and even 90s. They're agile, they're rim protectors, they're shot makers from deep, and guys like Anthony Davis and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yes.
Man, I tell you, Anthony Davis goes to the top of my list in today's game.
Blake Griffin, another one with Detroit.
Yeah, good call.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Here's Isaac. A three-pointer, no good. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. It's a three-point game, and it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That's his first foul for the Nuggets. Jeremy Grant comes in for Paul Millsap. And Monte Morris subbed in for Gary Harris. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Morris passes to Grant. Back to Morris. And the basket is good. Morris has got his third bucket of the night. Morris has gone 3 for 3 from the floor. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. The Magic making a switch here. Bomba's checked in, and a switch here also for Denver. Plumlee's checked in.
And, you know, despite the bittersweet ending for the Nuggets, what a great year that team had. Won their division and finished second in the West. Outstanding season that had them falling out in the second round. But nonetheless, kudos to the Nuggets.
And that one's good by Porter.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Bamba. Now here is Augustine. 5 on the clock. There's the pass to Gordon. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Gordon's got 4 this quarter. Hey, Clark, and with the Nuggets, what a series it was against the Blazers.
And, you know, arguably, guys, I think the most exciting series of the postseason, a Game 7 and a 4 overtime game. I remember staying up. I couldn't believe that I continued to stay up for that game. It was just that good, even though the hour was late in the East. I think the Nuggets can keep their heads up high, and they're going to be a factor in the West going forward.
Inside, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Gordon, so agile in the screen and roll. Exceptional at getting position in these sets.
Nuggets have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Denver calls timeout.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
A different look for Denver. Vonleh's checked in for Grant, and it's Will Barton in for Michael Porter. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Murray, no good. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
You know, you look at Jamal Murray, and this guy just seems to be a natural scorer. Has no problem scoring the basketball from anywhere and all angles. Has tremendous confidence at the offensive end. And, guys, I think he's just scratching the surface.
Passes it to Vonleh. Now here's Murray. Back to Vonleh. Shot clock at 6. Morris outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Morris has got it all tied up now for the Nuggets.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, you can see Bamba's composure down there. I mean, even when he's under pressure, he stays aggressive and calm.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. No good on the free throw.
Well, it's fairly obvious, but it's important that Bamba stays healthy so he can keep improving. I mean, his skill set and physical tools both are very impressive. His upside is way up.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Isaac's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Evan Fournier comes in for Carter Williams. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Augustine. That one is no good. Denver's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And here's Millsap. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Misses off the right iron.
The defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
And the shot goes in from Fultz.
Man, I love the energy Fultz plays with, Kevin. I mean, when he's deep in the paint, he's really comfortable going up to shoot.
Go! Yes!
Count it! Count
At the buzzer!
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an impossible shot, man, even when you don't have the clock to worry about.
And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. So on the floor for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. And it's Morris in at the 1. Count the basket. Vucevic has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Magic.
You know, the mid-range game, guys, is really one of Nikola Vucevic's strong suits. I mean, you've got to play him honest if you're a defender.
Millsap misses. Orlando leading. Oh, and here we go. Isaac's got the fast break chance. Pass to Fultz. Over Millsap. Good work defensively by Millsap.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
And it's Vucevic missing.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
The Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Over in the corner, Fultz. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it.
Hey, I tell you what, Kevin, I like the fact that Markelle Fultz is not afraid of contact. He doesn't mind getting roughed up. When he's going up with his shot, he plays through that contact nicely.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
And, you know, Fultz is a guy who can easily take over a game if you give him an opportunity to. He's very confident and has remarkable decision-making skills.
Porter's checked in for the Nuggets. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. There's the feed to Millsap. Outside, Porter. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Jokic. Goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in. And the Nuggets lead by 1.
Boy, a lot of energy and hustle on display from Jokic that time, never giving up on a possession.
The pass to Fournier. Another miss by Orlando. Denver's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. On the wing, Harris. Guarded by Fultz. Harris outside. Passes it to Jokic. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Evan Fournier.
Jokic has a nice shot fake and did a good job that time getting the defenders up in the air and drawing the foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
And, you know, guys, it's really obvious that Jokic wants to keep getting better. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, and I think the sky's the limit.
Gordon's checked in for the Magic. Jamal Murray, he's checked in for Denver. And he makes the first, but misses the second.
Well, they should be looking at a three-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Murray against Fournier. Pass to Fultz. Three-pointer on the way. The Magic again can't hit. Denver in the lead. Here's Harris. True on the 14-footer. Harris has got 4 points in the quarter.
Harris, when it's a crucial possession, he amps up his game.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Fultz dishes to Vucevic. Shot from the wing. Rebound by the Nuggets. Harris outside. Pass to Murray. That shot missing, so Orlando will take it the other way. And Fournier kicks to Isaac. On the pass to Fultz. Outside Gordon. Passes it to Vucevic. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Porter looking it over. Pass to Murray. And stolen by Fournier. And now Orlando on the break. Takes the 13-footer. Offensive rebound. Fultz, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Harris with it. Back to Porter. Kicks to Harris. Denver passing it around. For three, Murray. The shot misses.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was want to. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a three-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're down by 4. 12 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Gary Harris.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
12 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And it's real easy to see why they turn to Vucevic when the game is close. I mean, he knows how to step up in the clutch.
The first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. Now a timeout called by Orlando. They trail by 4. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. Porter pulls it in. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
shots. Relax on the first.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And there have been some to compare Porter to Kevin Durant. Really a fluid shooter who also possesses amazing athleticism.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. From deep three-point range, misses. So the Nuggets win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him.
Weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.
Looking good out there. Hey, let me get a picture. Hey, high five. Come on. Good job, guys. Come on. Hey, man. Hey. All right, let me get a picture, though. Yeah. Come on.
Look, don't get me started, but here's my thing with instant replay. We've had it for a long time, right? And how much happier are we with officiating?
Good question, Hank.
Right? I mean, have people stopped complaining?
I know I haven't.
That's exactly my point. People are always going to find something to complain about if their team doesn't win. It doesn't matter how much instant replay you use. Meanwhile, you're slowing down the game. And the thing is, there is a million calls you can make on every single play, right? So when does it stop? How about, here's an idea. We accept that this is a game played by humans, right? Judged by humans, and those humans will occasionally mess up some calls. This quest for justice, or whatever you want to call it, it's boring. Can we all just move on with our lives and enjoy some basketball, okay? Enough is enough already.
Hank's mad as heck, and he doesn't have to take it anymore.
That's right, I don't, especially from you, but this takes us to our first commercial break of the hour.
Attention Tri-County area drivers. If you need gas and a bite to eat,